Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, kind of like what I was doing with EA Games, I'm going to be doing it with another company, Ubisoft. I'm pretty sure everybody knows my whole issue with Ubisoft, but no, there's some things I need to say about them because I'm like, no, you guys come out with video games and you'll do good with them at first, but then after a while, it's like, bro, what has happened to this game? Like, in the one game that I actually wanted to talk on, because I'm a big fan of, even though they've only released 2 games, but I'm still a fan of the series. But, The Division. Now, if you guys know me, you know how much I freaking love that series. I love the idea, and I love video games in that style. I'm like, no, Ubisoft, like, and it's crazy because, like, now getting into Steam games, you really get to see how some reviews are and stuff, or, like, you get to see a lot more, like, feedback from fans and things. But anyways, but no, like, talking on The Division, it's like if more video games I feel like were to follow in them footsteps, and I have to say the one and only video or company out there I feel like that's actually, listen and wanted to see something along those lines is this company that's behind this video game called The Day Before. Now, The Day Before is like in the same style of The Division, but instead of, they got zombies in there, bro. And I'm like, I can't wait for that video game to come out. So you best believe when that game does come out, I will be streaming it. So, but anyway, I'm making sure like my headphones don't fall. So if it, okay, there we go. But anyways, so then I saw this review on Steam, and I was like, hey, you know what? That was some real stuff that person just said. But the person was like, I guess their friend had told them, like, imagine how good Ubisoft games would be if Ubisoft wasn't behind them. And I'm like, fam, if it was like indie companies, I'm saying, but indie companies be messing up too. But I feel like if it's the right company that wants to sit down and take the time to work on a game, like, how could the games be bad? Like, honestly, how could the games be bad if they listen to the fans? Because they're not even listening to the fans. They're just listening to how much money is going to the fans. Or going to the other companies from the fans. That's all they're listening to. And it's so messed up because, so for an example, The Division 2. The Division 2 was just, it was just like The Division 1. Came out, had like, crap ton of missions, had all these different things, and then even, you could go back and play stuff all over again and things. Then they start coming out with this seasonal stuff. Alright, chill, whatever. Now they got it where it's like a full-fledged, like, season pass thing where, like, you gotta keep giving them money and stuff over and over. On top of the money that you spent for the game, a lot of times it's usually, it's a free game, and then you have to pay for the season. No, you gotta pay. Hold on for a second. Let me see how much The Division 2 costs. So they got on the website. I don't think they have it on Steam. They still doing stuff with this game? They got like a page. I don't think I follow the page anymore. And then that's another thing that they have. Well, no, alright, so yeah, they still have it because it's like $8.99 though, on PlayStation. GameStops, let's see how much it costs at GameStops. It probably ain't even gonna cost it. They gave that game a high rating. Well, yeah, when it came out, definitely not now. $8.99, $5.99. And then they have like some credit stuff, passes, expansions. Then there's like $30 for the digital. There is not no $30 game. My thing is this: you shouldn't be charging for a game because how Destiny 2. Now that's a game where I felt like that the Division had a competition because it was like, even though Destiny was different, it still was like in that same like ballpark of like, it was just roughly the same. Like, I guess, like, if you play both games, you're like, oh, okay, I can see the similarities between the two and stuff. Even though it's different, and they're both in the league of their own, but it was still, like, kind of like some similarities with it. Destiny 2 is free, and they charge for that season pass stuff. That seems more legitimate, even though they kind of be scamming people with the DLCs. Like, I'm gonna get to Destiny one of these days, but no, like, but they still, like, the base game of it is free. And if you want to buy those them season passes and stuff, yeah, then that's you're gonna have to buy it and things. But why is it not like that with the Division? Now they're claiming that they're coming out with a free to play Division, and I'm like, yeah, it might be free to play, but how many missions are we going to be able to play? Is it going to be a situation where it's like, oh, are we buying DLCs? Because if you guys say free to play, I'm assuming that free to play means it is free to play the game. Like, I mean, the missions, like, not just, like, you can download it for free, but you gotta buy missions. If that's the case, that game is gonna fail. That game is going to fail. If you do anything that's going on with video games today with this season pass crap, paying for missions, if it's anything along the lines like Destiny 2, that game is gonna fail. It is. And I'm like, and the thing is, most likely when that game does come out, I will play it. I will see what it's about. If I remotely feel like I'm being scammed, I will not be hesitant to talk horribly about that game. Because, bro, these developers are not understanding. It's like, gamers are getting upset. We're feeling like we're running out of options. There's not a whole lot of games out there for us. And we're being forced to play these games. And that's why I'm like, what sucks so much about it, but I feel like it's going to get to a point where, like, it's you guys, I feel like it's going to get to a point where a lot of gamers are like, hey, you know what, I am done with this. They're either going to just stop playing video games, or they're going to find, like, indie games to play. Because I feel like indie games, I feel like smaller companies, but they're doing, like, big video game moves, like this company that's doing the day before. I feel like when that game comes out, I feel like that's going to be a solid video game. I hope it's a solid game. I want to have nothing but the most amount of hope for that video game. Because, man, I'm telling you, I am counting down the days for when that game comes out. I cannot wait for that game to come out. And I hope it's good. I really do hope that it's good. But if they're doing some stuff where it's like, oh, you gotta, here's the season pass, here's this, here's that, buy this, buy that, oh, you can't do this mission unless you buy them. I'm like, nah. I'm getting my money back. I'm gonna most likely watch some videos first and see what it's about if I don't just hop just go out and just buy it and things. But I'm saying, like, I'm really hoping that the game, but I'm like, I feel like that game is gonna come out and people ain't gonna fool around with the Division anymore. Like, and the thing is like, Ubisoft, you guys can't even say or do, because I'm like, now it's gotten to where it's like, it's months, this game is months away from coming out. What can you guys do within those months? Because I'm saying, when that game comes out, it's most likely going to be a situation where they get desperate and they start doing all these different things, or they're going to probably come out with this next Division game, and then they're gonna be trying to compete with the day before game. And I'm like, but it's my thing is this: it's gonna be too late. It's honestly, I feel like it's gonna be too late, because you guys had your chance to do something with the Division 2. Look how that turned out. Now it's just it's not even the sad thing about it. It's not even a mainstream game. And they're trying to treat it like it's a mainstream game with this season pass crap. But I'm like, no, that's not working. That is not working at all. What you guys did with the Division 1, that worked out. That's why you guys made a part 2. And now look how 2 is going. You guys are being hesitant about releasing a 3. So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. 2 is not good. It will never be better than 3. But I'm saying, like, what you guys did with 1, you should have did that with 2, instead of going all far-fetched out and doing some old random stuff with it. But anyways, yeah, the Division, that game is just, it's just a waste. So I'm like, I ain't even fooling with that. And then I feel like really nobody, I don't even know if there's any other Ubisoft games that people really be playing out there. Hold on for a second. Let me look it up. Ubisoft games. Okay, so they got Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, I feel like is good, so I ain't gonna talk on that game. Far Cry, I feel like it's, it's good too, so I ain't gonna really talk on that game too much. Oh, they did come out with this one video game called Riders Republic, and now it's supposed to be like this skateboarding, snowboarding. So there's this one game that they did come out with called Steep. I had liked the concept of Steep, but I didn't like how difficult it was just to go do a mission. I'm like, fam, it's like the navigational, to do like, or the navigation to do missions in there is like, fam, it was not good. And I'm like, what are you guys doing to where this game just does not work properly? So then they tried doing it with Riders Republic. And I'm like, Riders Republic, it might be okay for just being one of them like background like TikTok videos, and then it just has some audio going and stuff. But to play that game like competitively, I just don't see it being one of those games. Like, I just don't see it being a good game and stuff. And I'm like, maybe if they came out with some updates, maybe if they didn't make it where it's like, every area, it's like you're going to crash in, like, oh, let's have it where there's these steep hills with rocks all over the place and give them very little areas to do tricks and all that crap. I'm like, yeah, I just feel like that's not fun. I'm like, you got people way too overwhelmed when playing that game. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm like, maybe I just need to sit down and just play the game a little bit more and stuff. But I'm like, is it an arcade game or is it like a realistic sim game? Because I feel like they're trying to make it a realistic game, but with an arcade gameplay. Like, nah, bro. I ain't with that. I ain't with that at all. So, anyways, yeah, Riders Republic, it was all right. I ain't gonna say it was the best game that I played. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, but anyways, now, talking on the Rainbow Six series. Now, Rainbow Six, it was okay. When they, of course, Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, I feel like that's what put Rainbow Six on the map. Then they came out with Rainbow Six Siege. Game changer. Like 100% game changer. And people still play it till this day. That's how good that game was. The fact that people still play this game till this day, that shows you guys you did something good with that game. So Rainbow Six Siege, like, you have my applaud. You have my applaud, Rainbow Six Siege. But that still doesn't make that game in the clear. I feel like that there probably could have been a little bit more with it. I do feel like that it is one of the best like multiplayer only games that come out of our time, but I feel like that a little bit more could have been done with it. I guess Ubisoft felt the same way. So, what did they decide to do? They decided to come out with Rainbow Six Extraction. That flopped. That 100% flopped. And it was like, you guys had one job when releasing that game, and that's just to make it good, and playable. It flopped. How is it that, not even how, why do you guys think that people stopped playing that game when it came out? I feel like people probably played it one time, or maybe watched some videos on it, and they went right back to playing Rainbow Six Siege. Why do you feel like that? Why do you guys, I'm curious on why do you think that had happened? Because that just shows when you guys try to do something, because the thing that I don't like about that game is that when your character dies, that character is locked. So imagine if you were playing Rainbow Six Siege, right? Like, do you think you would still play that game? And I guess maybe that can be considered a fun aspect. It can be. But do you think that it would be a good idea to, let's say, if your character died in Rainbow Six Siege, you have to use another character that you're not familiar with, that you don't, use. Maybe I just need to play that game some more. But yeah, you had to use another character in that game that you're not familiar with their style. You build your not success, but your progress with one character. That character dies, so now you gotta go and play another game, go to this area to unlock him and things, so you can, or her, unlock her or him, whichever, so you can go and play as him again. Do you think that would be fun? Then you die with that character, then you gotta keep doing that and stuff, and then it's gonna probably get to a point where you're gonna die with each and every character. Now, how do you even play the game? You see, it's stuff like that where it's all like, does that make any sense, Ubisoft? It's things like that where it's like, nah, bro, you guys could have thought that one through and thought it through a little bit better. So that's why I'm like, hey, with your guys' games, like, if this is the route that you want to go down, and we ain't going to talk on like the honorable mentions. For Honor, that game, it was nah. Like that's all I can say about it. What are some other games that they released? If people still play Just Dance, then I guess. But anyways, Watch Dogs. Yeah, that game. So 1 and 2, okay, I'll give them 1 and 2. Legions. Like, how are you guys gonna come out with that game and it's like there's parts of it that's broken? Like, nah, bro. Like, I don't get that. Ghost Recon, I feel like is all right. That's a solid game. I feel like that they did do good with that game, but other than that, yeah, I'm like, you guys need to start working on some games. Oh, I think they are gonna work on this. Are they gonna work on? I don't even know if they're gonna work on that Avatar game, but let's see what the future holds for Ubisoft. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're worse than EA, but and they're not any better than EA. They're probably neck and neck with EA. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 or 45 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from GEEK, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.